Look at that.
And it looks
You
like
went from brown to more brown. You almost blend your shirt.
I am my shirt. This is just me.
This is you.
Oh, man. You're back again like you never left.
I'm black, baby.
You're black. Different day, different time. No one would ever know.
Never.
Some would even say, dare say, that kind of looking the same. Don't strive to change.
Yeah.
We don't really adapt.
No.
We just stay the same.
Let the world adapt around us.
Yeah, because why would I change? Everyone else needs to change. I'm not the problem.
That's right.
The world's the problem.
That's it. That's narcissism at its finest.
You could even say that your skills as a golfer is there's nothing wrong with you, right? No. You have hit your peak.
It's always the equipment.
Always the equipment. There's no cons, only pros. You're the best ever. The new Tiger Woods, but the Hispanic version.
Pablo Woods.
Pablo Woods. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of the Leisure Hub podcast. I'm your host, Justin, and we got my uncle back again. Same day, different day. Who knows? I can't tell.
None of your business.
I'll never tell. But as you can imagine, we are talking about modern golfing and the pros and cons of modern golfing in general, because obviously it's different than it used to be 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But 20 years ago, you weren't into golf like you are now.
No.
You were like, I don't want to play that sport.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I was like, this is whack. Why are you going to chase a little ball around the freaking field and smack it? And
it's the same thing with soccer.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Was I ever wrong?
And now you're full on addicted, and all the money was going to your shoes at one point, and now all the money is going to your golf equipment.
I got to spend time at the range, which is like $15 for a bucket of 70 balls that you hit in a half hour. And then you're like, if I just hit a couple more, and you go put another $16 in and hit another full bucket, and your back hurts by the end done, because you should have never done that in the first place.
You're limping off the range. Do you know they shut down that one pitch and putt place down in Lancaster? There was like a giant sinkhole, and they had to close.
Oh yeah, the Evergreen.
Yeah, Evergreen.
The Evergreen. Yep.
Exactly.
They shut it down. There's a giant sinkhole, and if I would have had money to buy it, I would have bought it and filled it.
You still can.
I still can't. No,
Yeah.
I don't. I still can't.
Well, hey, look, we'll go into it. We'll get me, you, and Carlos. We wanted to start a business together, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be our business.
Perfect.
Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
But I'll be the guy that observes, like the commentator. Well,
Right.
we don't, there's no commentator there now, but I'll be the commentator, just like this right now.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
trained. I'm a trained professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walking up to the pole. Is a par 3.
Pulls out his 9-iron,
Second shot.
even though it's not for a putter. As you experienced in the last time that you were here, there are two specific things that I do in this podcast. My outline is different than your outline. There's two specific things that are different about it. So the ending is a little bit of a surprise, but you already know what it is because you've already been on one, so you already know what it is. But for people who haven't watched this, now they kind of know. But to get started, I have one little intro question, or I have a couple intro questions.
Okay.
So, what's your go-to excuse after a bad shot? So you're on the range, you go for a shot, it's crappy. What's your go-to excuse?
My go-to excuse?
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, depending on what I do. If I hit it thin, if I hit it too far down, and because I like, well, I suck. That's my excuse. I suck.
It's the
it's the equipment.
We talked about this last time. It's like the equipment.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it's the equipment. It's always the equipment.
Thank you.
I don't know why. There's not enough flex in the shaft, or it's too stiff, or
it's the ball's just not right. It's just it's a different type of ball.
it's a soft ball. I needed a hard ball. The compression's only like 65 on this. I need a compression because my swing speed of at least 90.
You lost me there. You're gonna need to.
I know.
You're gonna need to backtrack just a little bit. As you can tell, I'm not an avid golfer, but I have swung a golf club or two around in my days. On my days, not bad. I just I can't always control where the ball is going to go. Sometimes I full send it, and sometimes it goes and it curves all the way that way.
And that's the key of golf, to get it to go where you want it to go.
In high school, I used to, I didn't used to give it as much respect as I do now. Probably for the same reason that you did. Just like, oh, this is kind of boring. It's like, what kind of athletic ability do you even need for golf, right? But when I tried it in high school, like they had for gym class, we could just hit a few balls around. And I was like, this is hard. This is not easy at all.
It's a lot harder than nooks.
And I've managed to be able to hit the ball at least. But anything outside of that, like putting, like, mini golfing, I suck at that. So I've gone to Top Golf in Philly, and it's a good time.
Yeah,
it's a good time. It's expensive though.
Yeah,
very expensive.
But you're not losing balls.
No, you're not. Yeah, you're just
Key.
spending money on the balls that they have. I had another question for you. Intro question for you. Would you rather hit one perfect shot every game, or score consistently better?
Consistently better.
Yeah.
As always. Yeah. You hit one good shot. Like, it's already happened.
Yeah.
I get out there, I get to second or third hole, and I had an amazing drive. Wow. Like, this is a par 5, which means you have to make it within 5 shots. That's your goal, is to make it within 5 shots to break even on the course.
Right. Now, when you say shots, we're talking about like.
No, drink shots. No.
Oh, okay.
Hit the ball 5 times.
Gotcha.
So you take those 5 shots.
Right.
And after you hit that ball, like, you've got, the hole allows you 4 more shots to get it towards in the hole.
Right.
And there's times when like my swing, I'm known for being able to hit the ball pretty far.
Right.
Not consistently, but pretty far.
Right.
So now you get it there, and then you get your second shot in, and you're on the green. Man, when you do that in a par 5 and you're hitting it, 490, 495, even 5 and change on the second shot, man, you just crushed it.
Right.
And you sink that ball, and you're like, man, this is going to be an awful game because everything else sucks after that.
Right.
And you're like, oh man, I thought this is going to be my day, and everything just falls apart.
There's a point where the equipment stops helping, right? Like, you can have like a really good driver.
Very beginning.
The very beginning. You can have I think your equipment does matter to some degree, but I think once you start investing like thousands in, like, oh, I got this really good driver that the pros use, and it's like,
we don't want to talk about that.
So we need to go into how much we spent on the actual like golf clubs.
My wife is not going to watch this podcast.
Oh,
okay, she will not.
I'll send it to her, and I'll make sure she exclusively sees this particular
part.
Yeah,
we cut this.
Usually when you start a hobby of some sort, or like somebody introduces you to something, there's a turning point. There's a turning point where the hobby eventually sinks its teeth into you, and then that's when you start realizing that you're spending more and more money and more time, and you're like, I love this thing, I really do, but I have like 5 other hobbies that I'm also putting money into, and then you kind of have to value which one of my hobbies is the most expensive, and then which should I kind of like get rid of.
Well, see, I didn't really have a hobby. My hobby was maybe fixing my truck up, getting it ready to do some overlanding.
Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't really have a hobby.
Yeah.
So I went and finally decided to play this game. And I decided because my buddy, curse you, Steve. He was like, hey man, let's go play golf.
Yeah.
He was like, come on, it's fun. I was like, all right, just to go out with you guys, I'll go out. And I had bought a bag of golf clubs that was in a set at an auction
right.
of a bunch of other junk because I only wanted a ladder, but everything came with it. So I was like, I guess I bought it. And the golf clubs came out of my garage. 2 years later, I blew the dirt off, got the cobweb off them, and went to play golf.
2 years later.
2 years later. And then it just so happened that, I went and took my first time out golfing at Evergreen, where we were talking about where the sinkhole is.
Yeah.
And we played, your average round of golf should take you 4 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm guessing it took you 10 times longer than that.
It took us 6.5 hours and we cut out 2 holes.
Oh, wow. So you didn't play the full 18?
No, it was awful.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't hit the ball. Look, I didn't know that much about golf that I thought my 5-wood was my driver.
See, I even knew that what your driver was.
No, the 5-wood, it was an older one, so it looked like a driver.
Sure.
But I was using my 5-wood as my driver. And I was hitting this thing and I'm like, and I'm crushing it.
Yeah.
Way off to the right.
Yeah.
And then every now and then I'd get a good shot, but they were like, "Hey, you could do it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do it." No, it was awful. We played for 6 hours and then it started drizzling and raining and it got cold. And I was like, "No, this is not fun. This is not fun anymore." But then we got invited out again and we played and I was like, "Man, I got to get better clubs."
Yeah.
So I bought used clubs again.
Right.
And just kept using them. And I was like, okay, I'm getting a little better. So I took time and went to the range. Then I started hitting them at the range and I'm crushing balls. Like, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And as I got better and better, and I was like, yeah. And then I was starting to play and I'm getting closer to being par, which is if you have a course that is, 78, 76, that's your par. If you make, that means for every hole they give you 2, 3, or 4, or 3, 4, or 5 shots to make. You've made it in 3, 4, or 5 shots.
Right.
That's breaking even. Which I've never done in my 3 years of playing golf.
It's only 3 years. It's not like you've been playing for 10 years plus.
No, I have not been playing. I started at a later age.
Right.
But granted, I started to play and I got closer and closer. And my best score right now is at 89, which is probably about, it's where I played it. I was 8 over, which is amazing. So that means I parred at least 8 of the holes,
right?
9 of the holes. But it was such an amazing day for me. And I was like, man, if I got better clubs, yeah, that doesn't happen. I went and spent on.
Don't worry, I'll cut it out.
No, but I went and spent $1,300 on clubs.
Wow,
$1,300 on a new set fitted to me.
Right,
and it improved my game.
This much.
That much. And then, like, I was like, in this mindset, because I could hit the ball so far and hard, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get a better driver that gives me more distance. Dude, that driver, you hit that thing, you don't even use it on every hole.
Right. You use it once?
Yeah, once on
every hole.
No, right. Not even every hole, because if you're in a par 3 or a par 4 that's, like short par 4, or if it's a dog leg, and at the dog leg, you don't want to hit it more than 130 yards. You don't use your driver because you're going to hit it past the dog leg.
Right.
And a dog leg is when it either goes left or right.
Right.
So you don't want to hit it past the dog leg. So you're not going to even use that driver. So you just might as well have a driver that's going to get you out there, 250 yards, 220 yards, right? And I have hit some shots that are 300, 320, but again, inconsistent.
Right.
And the name of the game is consistency.
Right.
If you can hit, you can hit your 9-iron 150 yards every time, you're 150 yards from the hole, you grab your 9-iron.
Yeah.
If you're 149, 100 or 130 yards, then you back down and you go say, okay, I'm going to go with my 60 or my 65 or 69 or 56, depending on, how you swing. That's the club you're going to use.
Right.
But that's consistent. If you're consistently hitting whatever club you grab at the same distance, you're going to be great.
Yeah.
You're going to be great.
Do you use any of the new tech that's that they have for golf? So like there's like, they have smart balls?
No,
like
I don't.
like they literally have GPS tracking the balls where like it'll track your speed, it'll track the location, you can find the ball.
No.
There's and then there's like, well, golfing simulators, but like or you go to like a like it's an indoor golfing simulator.
Yeah. I go to those all the time.
You go to those all the time, but not the smart balls.
No,
that's insane. Bluetooth and all that. I was reading up on some of the tech that they have. I'm like, this is insane.
No,
this is crazy.
That costs a little more money. Which
just to start swinging them off. And
yes. So just to be a member at one of the ranges that is by us, it's about $5,000 for the year.
Really?
$5,000 for the year.
What is that a month? So that's like what? $20 a month, something like that.
$20.
$20 a month.
A month?
I don't know.
5,000?
I don't know.
That's my calculator.
That is way off. $20 a month is not here. You talk and I'll look it up.
Yeah, and you're going to get bored playing the same course all the time.
Right, naturally.
And they do have like club championships and stuff, and you can win at your club, and you win, I don't know, a set of clubs or something like that. But you win, and that's great. How much is it about?
You want to take another guess? You want to take another
stab
swing
at it? All right, take another swing at it. Okay, let me see. It's 12 months, $5,000. Let's like
I was
$475 a month.
I was way off. It was $416 a month.
$416 a month.
$116 a month is insane.
Yes,
is diabolical.
And there are times when in a month I will spend that.
Yeah.
We go, like, I play with my buddy Sam. Now, Sam's the most consistent guy I play with. He has use of one leg.
Yeah, I remember. I think I was in getting a haircut one time.
I convinced him after. So it was amazing. He had pelvic cancer. They removed half of his pelvis. So his one leg is attached. He has some movement to it. Can't really support on it. So it sits shorter than his other one. So I convinced him. I said, dude, come on. Let's go. You don't need to swing hard to play golf. And he's like, yeah, but I used to be able to. I was like, accuracy is the key. And I've only played once with him before that, and it was always pitch and putt. Right. He goes out there, and he's hitting, and he's like, oh, okay. He's only hitting his driver 150 yards. Right. I could hit my 56, which is a wedge, 150 yards. And he goes out there, and he's like, chop. And he's like, that's not bad. Chop, not bad. He ends up being a couple over the first time out he plays. Yeah. He's like, I'm only, I think he said 7 off of what I've shot when I had 2 good legs. Yeah. Dude, the guy is now hitting his driver 200 yards. Yeah. Yes, that's 50 feet less than me on an average.
But that's
if I'm swinging slow, but you don't have to swing far and hard. Right. So if let's say we're on a par 4, we're only 440 yards out, right? He hits his driver 200 yards, right? He has 240 to go. Yeah. Sam is so accurate that when he hits that second shot, okay, out of that 200 yards or that 200 yard shot, he has 240 left. He hits a second shot 110 yards. Right. He's in the hole in 2 shots because he's only I don't know, 120 out? Yeah. And his 120 is accurate. He's on the green. So like when we hit a par 3, which is usually 140 to 170, 180, he'll hit it and it'll land on the green. Me?
Like effortlessly.
Effortlessly. Yeah, and you see it, and he has the perfect spin on it where it hits and it stops. Mine, they hit, bounce, and just keep going.
Yeah. You're like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, how much longer do you need to keep practicing that specific thing? Yeah, getting spin underneath the ball, I like logically, you can do it, and a lot of professional golfers can do it. To me, it makes no sense. I'm like, I don't see how you're supposed to put spin underneath the ball when you hit it. Because like for me, I have to like break down like what the thing that is that I'm doing in order to understand like how to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of sports are easy to they're easy to get into. I wouldn't say they're easy to start, but they're easy to get into. They're just expensive. Like a lot of like snowboarding, expensive. That I mean, depending on when you go and where you go, like your board and boots and bindings are gonna cost a lot of money for that. And golfing, I've known that it's kind of expensive, because like especially if you get them custom or tailor made to you, then that's when you've become. It's no longer a hobby. You're now an enthusiast when you're doing something that's custom for you.
Oh yes, yeah. To you.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I did not get my driver fitted. So what I did was I went and got fitted for a driver, and they told me how much it was. It's $645 for a driver.
Right, and you
one club. One club. So I went back, and I started looking on Facebook Marketplace and all the used sites, and I did find it, but I found the older version. Right. And I found out the reviews. It wasn't much newer than the one that was out latest. So it just so happens that when a guy comes into the shop and he's like, yeah, and I searched it, and I was like, oh, this is the old version of what I wanted. He said, how much you want for it? I said, $90.
Cool.
So you want me to drive you home to pick it up?
Do you want to take you out to dinner too?
Yeah, while we're at it. And that's kind of what I did. And my wife, now I've started taking my wife out with me so she likes it, but she's not an enthusiast like I am.
No. There's different levels to it. Like you like how I am with snowboarding, like I'm obsessed with it, is how you are with golf. It's like you and every hobby kind of has that. You kind of have to find what it is that like really speaks to you, and then you get like you're fixated on that thing. Dude. But like tech usually improves how you play to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, sometimes less is more, right?
Yeah, for the most part. But I think that like most of the tech that's out there, for me, it takes away from the joy of the game.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I have as far as tech is a rangefinder. Tell me how far the pin is. Because sometimes you stand there and you're like, woo, because it's a wide open space. You're like, man, that's got to be 200 yards. And you shoot it with a rangefinder and you're like, oh, that's only 125 yards. I would have hit that into the woods.
Yeah.
So tech is good. And like the different kinds of balls and things like that. I've learned that it matters when you're good.
Yeah.
When you're not, you buy a bucket of balls off of eBay, something that you kind of like, and that's what you go with. I have these guys that they lose a box of balls a game, and that's $45 a box.
Wow.
If you're getting a decent box.
Right.
And if you're getting like what they call the Pro V1, Pro V1X, they're Titleist, you're spending $60-$70 a box.
Wow. That is crazy.
I was ecstatic the first day that I only lost one ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was at the point where I almost lost three. I was looking in the woods and somebody goes, hey, is this yours? I was like, yes, it is.
I'll take it. You want to know an interesting little marketing tactic that I found out about this? And this is for a lot of sports. It's not just specifically golf. So if a professional player is being sponsored by a company who makes a specific tennis racket, which this is videos talking about a racket, or sponsored by a particular golf club, a lot of players will use the old equipment that they have been using for like 10 years. But the company will repaint their equipment to make it look like the newer thing, so customers buy the new thing. So,
yes.
So if you ever see, this isn't all the time, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
But if you ever see a professional golfer that you like, or a tennis player, or whoever, and you're like, oh, they're using the latest X, Y, and Z, they're most likely using an older version because they're used to that already.
And, I believe that because once I'm used to my clubs, I'm not going to go get another set.
Yeah, why would you?
I just got my set for 2 years, had my 2 years. And, there was one guy, he was like, dude, you're swinging way too fast to have that flexible of a shaft. You need a stiffer shaft.
Mm-hmm.
So I was I don't know how to slow it down.
You have that problem?
Yes, I need stiff shaft.
there's too many jokes to throw in.
Way too many. So when I swing, the club head's way behind the ball because I'm swinging so hard.
Right.
And I don't know how to slow that down. So it's just like a click, boom, I go. So he was like, you need this one. And he gave me that. And dude, it was the best suggestion he ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of my favorite clubs now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4 hybrid.
Yeah.
Which gives you distance, but it does not give you super distance. Mm-hmm. And the 4 hybrid is a lower lofting, so you're not up. Okay. Yes.
Pop it up there for people to see.
So, So I mean, once you start talking about tech and game, like there's a hollow head wedges, and then there's gel filled wedges, then there's solid iron wedges, there's graphite shafts, there's steel shafts, there's carbon shafts, there's all kinds of stuff.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to know a lot of this stuff, like for example, like your swing speed. Sometimes it's good to know that, but I think there are instances where that tech is more of a hindrance than it is like helping you, because like it's more because golf, from what I've been understanding, it's like a lot of it, yes, it's accuracy, but a lot of it is a mind game as well. Like you have to stay focused and when you're playing. And I think personally, if I'm playing competitively, if I kept seeing that my speed was under what I wanted it to be, I would constantly be lining up to like, I gotta get to this point. I gotta get to this point, and that would constantly like weigh on me.
Well, you see,
you know what I mean?
But your swing speed,
'cause I'm overthinking.
You can't tell your swing speed when you're out there.
No, but there's tech that will tell you that.
It's tech that will tell you that.
Yeah,
but, I think so. My watch, I have a swing monitor on my one watch. So when you swing, it tells you came down this fast,
right,
and your follow through was this fast. So I found that to be a hindrance. You're right, because I don't feel it anymore. Now I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make the numbers right, when instead the feel is more important, because sometimes there's times when I feel like I effortlessly touch a shot and the ball just goes. It just goes.
Yeah.
But again, the tech, you're right. You're right. The tech can hinder you.
Yeah. You start to overthink a little bit because you want it to be, when you see the numbers on paper, you want it to be higher than, you want it to reach a certain goal. Sometimes it's nice to have that as a point of reference, so that way you have something to strive for. But to constantly see that, I don't know. I think part of like learning how to do anything is the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into it. And like if you're using tech that is allegedly supposed to make your ball go farther or X, Y, and Z, it's like now you're kind of losing a little bit of that grind, that grit factor, where you really have to like hone your craft, hone your skills in order to get to that point, because now you have tech that's going to just make it easier for you to do that. So competitively, I don't know how I feel about adding, like, I think certain tech is helpful. Like if you're training, you're training, that's completely different. But competitively, I think if you're using like, there's a VR, and well, there's obviously VR, but there's AR, augmented reality things that pieces of tech that you can get that'll tell you your swing speed and the wind and all that other stuff. I'm like, why? Like just be there and enjoy the game, Yep. So like I had also mentioned that like you kind of get in your headspace a little bit with like swing speed and stuff like that. Did you know there's a neurofeedback device that will tell you, like, that'll help you keep you focused? that people wear. I'm not joking.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm.
Those are for the weak-minded people. I'm sorry. If you can't keep it together, like playing golf, you don't need to play golf.
I was reading about some of the tech that they have, and obviously, like when you're looking or when you're watching PGA or anything like that, there's thermo like devices and stuff like that to tell where the ball is going or how fast it's going, all that stuff, which is fine. Like you're commentating, you're showing it to live people. They want to see that stuff, right? But this neurofeedback device gives real-time info about your brain activity. And it uses infrared sensors to help players focus while they're playing. So people who have an excessive amount of anxiety, they use this to help them like focus more. And I'm like, that is probably the most insane, like crazy, not like, oh, you shouldn't use it, but like insane device I've ever heard. I never would have thought somebody would put this thing on their head to use it and play golf. I would have never thought that.
That's why they wear hats and never take them off.
Well, also the receding hairline doesn't help.
No. A lot of guys are bald.
But a lot of the time, when it comes to, before I jump into this next point, do you consider some tech cheating in a competitive standpoint?
Ooh. I want to say no, because you still have to execute.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to execute.
Right.
So it's not going to be it's not going to be your how much you know about your swing. It's about the execution of your swing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Cheating is when you're making the ball move with tech. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if the ball has tech to help it move, no. Mm-hmm. Because you still have to. I can get a ball with a GPS tracker and everything else, and all you're going to do is find my ball in the woods.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But like I think you briefly talked about this at the very beginning of the podcast, but you had, and you kind of said it a little bit earlier ago, but it's the feel of playing golf and just kind of being out there. Mm-hmm. Traditions usually stand the test of time when it comes to playing golf, right? Mm-hmm. And so what do you think the most important part of golf culture to you is? It may not be like the most important thing to everybody else, but
no, to me, I think it's the respect for the game. Mm-hmm. Like knowing that, it's not a loud game. You're not going to roll up playing loud music. Yeah, some people play music, but it's not loud.
Right.
You respect the guys in front of you. Respect the guys behind you. You know, the goal is to keep the game moving so everybody enjoys it. Sometimes you got people that'll let you play through because they know they're not as good as you are. You're moving quick. Or sometimes you got people that are in front of those people that are slowing them up. So I think keeping the game moving so that everybody stays, well, you know?
I recently just saw that people, like a new tradition that people are starting to do is they're playing music on golf courses now, when it used to just be like a silent thing. Mm-hmm. How do you, I mean, is that, do you play music?
Sometimes I take my Bluetooth with me and I'll put it down inside the thing and just play music, just so when we're driving or when we're parked by the tee, we can hear it.
Yeah. I can imagine some, older people may not be super keen to listening to music or playing music out loud on a golf course, because it's usually, whenever I think of golf, I think of it's silent. Like maybe have like a headphone in, maybe if you're just playing with some friends, but competitively, like it's usually just quiet because everybody waits for like the swing to hit, and then you give the Did you? I saw this. So again, when I was looking into like more golf facts and stuff like that in tech, did you know that a crazy 48% of people prefer playing indoor rather than outdoor?
That's just dumb.
They like playing, like you go to actual indoor location, you do virtual golf, and you do that. Like, you know what I'm talking, like the simulators. Yeah.
No, that's dumb.
48%.
I enjoy having to clean my clubs.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy actually watching that ball hit the green and stick. You know what I mean? Yes, and like that's so much fun to me.
Yeah.
Like being able to hit a ball and watch it go through the trees
Mm-hmm.
and then finding it, because on the simulator you're going to see it and exactly where it goes.
Well, it's gonna hit the projector screen. It's gonna bounce off the ball. It's gonna come back to you and make that little like weird thud sound.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It's cool if you were practicing during the off season. That's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're doing that primarily, again, this is coming from somebody who doesn't play golf. I even see the more of a benefit of going to an actual golf course than like a simulator. But it's probably to go to an actual golf course, like the one that you were talking about. It's probably not as accessible financially for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So they're probably just like, yeah, I'll just go to the sim because it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I would assume that that's probably why people go.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's cheaper, but I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I was gonna say, and that stat, the 48%, was according to a website called straitsresearch.com.
So listen to this. The reason why I think golf is so much fun to me is because I found out how much they were getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Masters in 2025. Okay. The payout. And this, now mind you, they play sometimes on a weekly basis. Sometimes it's 3 times a month. Sometimes twice a month. Okay. But if you're good, okay, Rory McIlroy, who won the 2025 Masters, $4,200,000.
That's it?
For one game.
I'm kidding.
For one game.
Yeah.
And then $2 million for the second, $1 million for the third, $1 million for fourth. But it keeps going. Like you can get into 21st place, and Byung Hung An made $210,000 in 21st place.
Wow. How many places were there?
I think it's the first. It's the top 50. 52nd.
So even like halfway through, I couldn't even imagine at 50th place, you're still making a good amount.
$51,000
for 50th place.
For 50th place.
Let's play.
Like, right?
Play ball.
That's what I said, dude. I don't even have to win. Just let me be 11th place 10 times a year.
Yeah.
I'll be great.
I'll take 52nd place. I'm still getting more money than
Exactly. But
that's assuming you even finish. Because if you throw me in there, I'm not fit. It'll be midnight by the time we finish.
Yes, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. I took Carlos with me to go play.
Yeah, I think we came out at a family event, and then I think he was like, yeah, it was rough. Yeah,
but I mean, if he wants to learn, he'll learn. He has, his driving range is right by a house.
Yeah.
So he can go play whenever he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
So
so tech has made our lives like easier than ever before. Like super convenient and super easy. But where should I think we kind of touched on this a little bit, but where should we draw the line when it comes to golf? Like how much tech should we include in it?
As much as they're going to pay you to use it. Because they're not paying me to use tech.
Right. Well, I mean, for the average person who's not making money on it, I guess. I mean, competitively, like if you're playing, then I guess to your point.
Right.
But
I don't feel like I want to pay that much money for tech because again, the feel of the game, the actual game, you know what I mean? If I was playing for money, then I might think about doing more tech. But until then, no. Not interested.
No. Until they're going to pay me to use their products? No.
Exactly, yeah. Right now, there's the best thing out there is a TrackMan.
Right.
And the TrackMan tracker, where you hit it, and then it shows you on the screen the angle of your driver, the approach of your driver, the angle of the approach. If it was open, when you spun, how fast the ball was spinning, how much it was spinning, if it was spinning at all.
Yeah.
And like, it's insane, like the data, but all that data helps you fix your swing as well.
Right.
It tells you either to move left, move right, drop your shoulder, don't drop it as much, come through, lead with your right instead of and lead with your right hand more, pull through instead of dragging it through. And there's a bunch of stuff. You can go down such a rabbit hole watching other people swing, but until you get out there and actually start doing it, you're using your body mechanics to swing the ball, you're not going to figure jack out.
Yeah. I think a lot of that high tech really, really helps out professional players.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people who are getting into it or like super enthusiasts, they want to be like the professionals. So then they get those devices. But to your point, it's not really needed. Like, you don't really need it unless you're playing professionally or to some degree where you're competitively earning money from it.
Right.
Well, this one's been kind of a shorter one just for time constraints and stuff like that. So I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for that. This one is a little bit shorter.
Maybe we'll come back and talk about some more.
No, we don't want you back on.
Oh.
But like I said to you at the very beginning of this podcast, and like you've experienced before, there's one little secret at the end, which you already know about. But cue the music. Give your hot take on golfing with tech or just golfing in general.
Okay. If you're the average golfer, golf should be enjoyed, had fun, and if the only way you can have fun is to constantly win, then this isn't the game for you. I have friends that like they're pissed off, they'll get halfway through the round and want to go home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think, well, okay, well, let me get it right through the rest of the round.
Yeah.
If you can't make golf to be happy, well, then don't play golf.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as far as tech, if you can afford the tech, get the tech. It's still not going to make you play any better.
You're not going to be any better,
Yes.
buddy.
I mean, the only thing that would improve my game right now as tech would be a simulator, because I could read how far my ball's going, what I'm using, but I'm still not hitting off of grass.
Right.
There's different types of grass. Are you in the rough? Or are you in the fairway? You know, or are you in the sand? You built a sand bunker at your house. Hey, you got money. You know what I mean? I don't have that.
Yeah.
But until you get out there and play for yourself, you're not going to really know how to play. So I say, get out and play, have fun.
Yeah.
Whether if it's a crappy course, I try not to go to crappy courses because, like, you really don't get a feel for what a real course is.
Right.
But when I play with my wife, I go to not that great course.
Yeah, so you can win.
Yeah, but no. So
I'm kidding.
So I don't have to spend the money, and she's not like
upset and
bothered. But I want to take her to a really nice course, so that way she's like, oh wow, this is pretty, because it is a beautiful view. There you have courses that are up on the sides of mountains,
right.
And some of that are just wide open with beautiful trees, especially when springtime comes.
Yeah.
The cherry orchards are blooming, and they have willows out, and it's just a beautiful place to go. So if you're going to enjoy it, and you like to win, well, then spend the money on tech if you have it. But if not, dude, screw it. Just go play the game and have fun. I know I have guys that are playing, and they've had their clubs for 13, 14 years.
Yeah, get the wood ones.
And they just get to go out. Yeah, I have
get the
one.
wooden ones.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
I don't use it, but I have one.
That is one of the things about golf is, or any type of hobby in general. Don't get super invested in it right away. Try it, see if you like it, have fun doing it. I think the worst thing you can do is buy all the stuff right away and then go and do it and like, I don't like this, and then sell it off.
The very worst.
I've seen people do that, and it's like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
You can buy a bag for $200-300 somewhere,
yeah,
and work your swing off of that. And if you really like it, upgrade and get a better used set.
Yeah.
But buying brand new, like somebody I know did.
Who's that?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I don't want to put his name out there.
We'll talk about it on the next podcast.
Yeah, just go ahead and grab a decent set of clubs. Go out there and play. Enjoy the outdoors. You know, you're outside.
Yeah.
So have fun doing it.
Have fun, and at the end of the day, isn't that really what matters?
That's
fun.
That's it.
The other thing that also matters is
your budget.
Your budget. And the ending of this podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of the Leisure Hub podcast. This has been a mini episode, but not like mini golf, but it's been a mini episode, and we appreciate you guys for watching. And thank you, Theo, for coming back on.
Thank you for having me.
Anything you want to leave the senders off with before you drop off?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay, bye.
No. The one thing I would say about golf is find someone, if you really like it, find someone that you can laugh with while you're out there. Because if it's not worth laughing, if they can't laugh about it, you won't either.
Yeah. No point in getting mad about a hobby that's supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Love you. Kisses. Mwah. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Later.
Peace.
Thanks, Bobby.
No, thank you, dude.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God.
That's staying in the podcast.
Wait a second.